Good morning. My name is Joan, and welcome to another episode of Assignments 2.0. And today, it being February, still February, definitely the love month, let's talk about love. Yeah. And talk about that, we definitely go to one of the most renowned chapters, 1 Corinthians 13. And I'd say read the entire chapter. It's a beautiful chapter. It resonates with the vibe for the month. So let me find my Bible up. So I decided to pick it from the NIV version because the words in NIV seem like the words that I have known for a long time, and it's easier to kind of resonate with, and they flow out of my mouth so easily. So verses 4, 5, 6, and 7, 4 verses. So it's very, very poetic actually. I think I've seen in a wedding or two like it being like played out as a theme during the wedding. So yeah, 1 Corinthians 13. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it's not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it's not easily angered. It keeps no records of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Then a bit of 8. Love never fails. And every time, not every time, but sometimes when I think about love, I think I go back to just, my family. And I think about my dad. And my dad really loved my mom. To this day, my dad calls my mom his flower. And, I talk about my dad a bit. When he starts talking about my mom, he lights up. And he has all these fancy, interesting stories about how they met, how she played hard to get, how she reconsidered after some time. And there's also like a whole section of, when my mom was unwell, like how he took care of her. He was always there by her side. He was always hopeful. I think there's a quote unquote crime thriller kind of story. Like I think my dad had taken my mom to Hosi, to hospital, and someplace in town. And for some reason, there was a shootout, there were gunshots, and he'd stepped out of the hospital to go get a few things. I think go to the chemist and buy things. And when he's coming back to get her to take her home, like there was like a situation, and he had to, like people were on the floor just waiting for things to calm down. And he was like, hey, he's glad they'd not decided to leave at that point because it would be crazy to be in the middle of this shootout with my mom who's unwell. Anyway, the way I'm explaining it is not the way my dad would explain it. Like he's really good at, are they called hyperboles? Like exaggerating and making stories really interesting. So yeah, so I think from them and their relationship, as much as I was much younger, I think what I picked then and now what I pick second hand from my dad's stories is, love is many things, as it's been described in 1 Corinthians 13. And the way it's described is like it's ups and downs and middle points and high points and low points. And it got me thinking that the thing is, love is the things it is. It's described like love is kind, love is patient, love protects, love perseveres. Those are the things love is. But also the Bible is clear to point out what love is not. Love is not boastful, it's not proud, it's not easily angered, it does not rejoice in evil. I feel like sometimes we know more of what love is and what it's expected to be, but what it's not, sometimes we kind of let that fly, but it's very clearly outlined on what that is. And then secondly, I was thinking, as people go out here looking for green flags, red flags, blue flags, all kind of flags, I think when it comes to deal breakers, for me, like, I'm just need to think of them maybe in another way. Like, when I examine that chapter, I'm like, yes, I want to look at that other person and be like, are they these things? But I feel the bigger challenge is, am I those things? Like, how about I look at a speck in my eye before I go removing the log in someone's eye? And I feel that is a greater challenge, to examine ourselves and find out if we are exercising those things, like if we are love in those outlined things before we expect the other person to be. Because automatically I kind of feel that if you're not those things, you're not self-aware, or you cannot be fully maybe those things, but you can be working towards them, and you know what you lack in and what you have and how you can balance that out. I feel like if you're not working towards being those things, even if they're missing on the other side, you'll easily like just let it be. You'll assume, you'll be like, whatever. So I feel like it's also like a personal challenge to let ourselves understand that yes, love is kind, love is patient. Am I kind? Am I patient? Love is not proud, is not boastful. Am I proud? Am I boastful? Love is not vengeful, it's not envious, it's not jealous. Am I those things? I think once we examine that, it's easy to attract I think people or relationships which have similar values that we have, where love is concerned. Yeah, so those are my thoughts for love, and yeah, I hope that as you seek love, as love finds you, because there's always a maxim I've always thought about, but every time I think about it different ways. Like, love sought is good, love unsought is better, but at the end of the day, both are okay in my books. Whether you seek it, whether it finds you, the only thing I'd say maybe is you need, as a Christian, to submit it to God, that you won't seek your own way, you won't seek your own time, you won't seek your own will, but you'll allow God's perfect will to be done in your life. So yeah, love is the greatest commandment, has always been, will always be, and I think that says something about God and his love for us, and him putting such a great commandment for us to follow, and outlining for us very clearly how we need to do it. So yeah, have a lovely day, be good, be blessed.